Welcome back to another training recap with Kenna's Canine Services. Today we are working with registered name Qarta, call name Queenie, and she was produced by Günbil German Shepherds. Queenie has spent the last 21 days with me learning foundational obedience, proper socialization skills, mandatory desensitization practices, as well as how to properly exist in a household environment. One of the things that Queenie learned while with me was how to properly engage with and follow a lure, specifically in that left-hand heel position. Utilizing a food lure also helps to establish muscle memory in these positions, as well as create positive associations and experiences so that our dog wants to be on our left side. As we continue to build and enhance on her leash skills, it is important to reward every positive interaction and effort, as well as to remain consistent and clear with communication. As you can see, whenever I move forward, she enthusiastically follows my hand and moves with me, and whenever I stop, she goes into an automatic sit, and even here I put her into a down, and she does a beautiful job. Next, I put her on my 33-foot leash, and we decide to practice some stay drills. She is holding a down position here, and as you can see, I can walk with my back turned, wave my arms around in the air, and she is unfazed and shows no interest in breaking her stay position. As I continue to build and proof this command, I will add layers of distracting elements, such as moving my hands and arms, walking back and forth, clapping, etc., to try and break her from that position. I also utilize both a duration and a terminal marker while I am working on proofing their stays. Basically, this just means I switch in between approaching her in that initial position to reward and reinforce the behavior, as well as cueing her towards me out of the position to reward and reinforce the behavior. Not only will this build the enthusiasm and excitement for the stay command, but this will also help proof impulse control so that the puppy isn't tempted to get up and follow us and anticipate that release marker. And as you can see, she stays put, she knows what I am asking her to do, and no matter how I move, wave my arms, or try to distract her with my body, she stays put and she stays attentive and focused. Another important element of continuing to build and proof the stay command is making sure that we practice this in all types of environments and scenarios. Not only did she practice this command at a park like you can see in the video, but we also went to various hardware stores, pet stores, and parking lots as we continued to layer the distractions and the environmental stimuli. Another thing to do to set our dogs up for success is to make sure that we are only working on practicing distance or duration at one time. If you want to walk 30 feet away from your puppy, that's great, but don't expect them to stay put for a whole 2 minutes. Versus if you want to work on building that stay to a full 2 minutes, go ahead and stand close to your dog to make it easier for them. Since the stay command typically is the most difficult for young puppies, remember, like any other element of training, that this is a marathon and not a sprint, and it takes a lot of patience and consistency to fully build and proof this command. One of the other things that Queenie learned while enrolled in my 21-day program was how to recall with enthusiasm and excitement. Whenever I cue her towards me, she comes racing in, which is exactly what we want to see. As you've probably noticed in most of these clips, I do have her on a 33-foot leash just as a physical backup, just since she is not quite at a stage where we can fully trust her off leash. And as you can see, even when presented with the power of choice and the freedom to make her own decisions, she still chooses to be with me and by me and to stay engaged, which is awesome. Another important element to my training program for any puppy is to learn how to navigate the human world with confidence and comfortability from day one. And one of the ways that we ensure that at Kenna's Canine Services is through frequent and consistent socialization outings. Today, we decided to go to Shields to not only sharpen up and enhance our basic obedience, but to also continue learning proper social skills and engagement while in public spaces. Shields is typically jam-packed full of people, kids, other dogs, and they even have an aquarium and a Ferris wheel. So this is a great environment to continue to build our puppy's confidence as we prove and enhance on that foundational obedience. One of the ways I continue to set puppies up for success as they learn how to navigate new social spaces and environments is by only asking them to do the things that they know how to do super well. As you can see, she is able to hold a down position no problem, even as people and kids walk around us. You'll even notice I'm not even technically holding the leash, I'm just stepping on it. So again, I am presenting her with the freedom of choice to engage with the external stimuli, and she is choosing to instead remain handler focused and offer voluntary eye contact, which is awesome. One of the most underrated elements to having a well-rounded, stable, and good-mannered canine citizen is to have a dog that understands the importance of neutrality. Our puppy needs to learn how to associate public spaces with us, and they also need to learn that they cannot interact with their environment on their own free will. In this clip, you'll see a great example of Queenie practicing her neutrality skills. She chooses to willfully ignore these children even as they sprint by and enter her personal space, and she also doesn't become fearful, withdrawn, or reserved, which is exactly what we want to see. As we continue to walk around the store, I make sure to continue rewarding her for any type of engagement or eye contact that she offers. Here you'll see she even willingly hops right onto an elevator. She is such a confident and forward girl when she is in public, and she does an excellent job navigating through all of the stress and chaos that this particular environment brings. And as you can see, she continues to walk calmly and confidently by my side as we continue to walk around the shopping mall. She's not yanking on the end of the leash and pulling me across the store, and she's also not walking behind me in a fearful or timid state, which indicates that we have a super well-rounded and confident dog. As we make our way to the exit, you can see she navigates through the automatic doors with absolutely no issues because we have desensitized her to anything and everything imaginable. For more information regarding Günbil German Shepherds and available dogs, please contact. For more information about available training programs and services, please contact